CHOFF. Yup, it's the CHOFF. Yeah, we're back on the CHOFF. Very special episode. Returning guest. This guy was on CHOFF 5, the original CHOFF 5, not the relaunch. Welcome, Key, Mitch, and we got Oscar in the building too.
What's up, guys?
Holding it down for the Electric Bliss team. Super excited to have you guys in here. What's poppin'?
Summer Bliss.
What did I call it?
Electric Bliss.
I'm dead, bro. You know why I called it Electric Bliss?
That was
Electric
where we first
Forest?
met.
Yeah, that was the first time we hung out.
That was where we first met.
Yeah, it was at Electric Bliss Festival.
There
Man,
you go.
long time. Good memories there. Kind of sad memories too, but hey.
I wish that I was mentally strong enough to be ready to fail at things, because I had an opportunity to be a partner in that, and I said no. I just kind of helped a little bit, but I didn't want to take any full blame or responsibility for it.
Yeah.
So it definitely turned into a shit show, but it was a good idea, and it was on good principle, and a lot of people came because of me backing it, and it was definitely the start of an idea like, oh, well, like halfway, like he did that halfway and people still have fun for some odd reason, just because you just get a bunch of DJs in the middle of space with music and alcohol and other things that they'll figure it out, like you guys did that at that stage. That's I don't know if that was the first time you created a stage at a music festival, but yeah, that's how things happen.
Yeah, it was definitely the first time we ran a stage all night without being like, with no protocol, basically. It was just like, oh, the festival's done. There's nothing else going on except your stage. Keep it going if you want.
Yeah.
If you want.
Are we live?
We're live.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. People are going to need backstory on that. Give us an introduction. Let us know. Let the people know who we are.
All right. You guys are the people, the champions, the men of Detroit music. Some of the greatest right here.
Michigan. I'll represent Michigan.
If you've went through the CHOFF episodes, you've heard his name. He has put on many people, probably more people than he's let down. This is Keontae Mitchell.
Facts.
And Oscar, how do you identify? Are you his assistant today, or?
Oscar's his own man. He's got some news to announce actually today.
All right.
That could probably be clippable. Not like things have already been announced, but I seen a post the other day. New mix is out.
Oh, the KMS mix that was put on the
you got some
Italian radio
things. You got
network.
some news and stories from Ibiza that you can talk about and let the people know that is far beyond what I'm doing and what I'm got going on. But yeah, definitely, yeah.
But I thought we were here to talk about Summer Bliss.
We're here to talk about everything. That's part of it. We're just here to talk about what's going on in our lives.
Okay.
And catch up a little bit with CHOFF. It's been a while since me and him been on a mic together.
Yeah, the last podcast we did. Well, I don't know if it was the last one, but when we did the CHOFF, it was in a Panera Bread on a Meteor mic.
Yeah, that was our first. I think that was the first time I ever did a podcast, and I remember listening to it and dreading that I said "like" so many times.
Welcome to my existence.
Welcome
to my life, bro.
I have worked on that. Actually, I did a podcast not too long ago on an Instagram live, and I listened back to it, and I was disturbed with how many times I said "like." I was like, here you go again. But we're back. I know what I'm doing again. Did a little speech therapy, so we're going to talk nice, clear, and precise today. But that was our first podcast. We did another podcast before a show that I threw in Flint. It was my podcast. What was the name of my podcast?
It was called Other People's Conversations.
Yeah,
I love how I know this. I'm dead, bro.
Other People's Conversations. Yeah, that was me, you, and Super Future before a show that I did with Super Future as the headliner. The other headliner we won't mention. But
I forget who it was now. You can tell me after.
Attack. It's canceled.
Yes.
And but yeah, no, that was at the venue in Flint, the Vehicle City Club.
That was so
Event
cool. There was
center.
like Model Ts in there, and I just remember like having such a ball in that venue. And then I don't even think. Did you ever do any more shows there? Was that it?
No, that venue got sold. Man, that was actually that venue getting sold pushed me to move to Detroit. So that building was an old UAW space for the big three for the car companies, and it was built back in the 50s or 40s, a long time ago. And the building just sat there after a while after it went empty, and the Williamsons was a very popular family, like Don Williamson used to be the mayor. Patsy Lou Williamson owns like 5 car dealerships, and they're super. What would you call those type of families in a city like that?
Old money.
Yeah, old money family, but they were old gangsters too. Like they were known for like, stealing out there, having people steal radio players out of the cars that they just installed, and like Don Williamson went to jail for some things like tax fraud, and I don't know. There was like, but they were well known, and they bought that building. And when they bought the building, they remodeled it and put $1 million into it and turned it into an event center. And the way they built it was so odd. They kept some classic cars and put those in there, Model Ts, the original cars that they started with in the UAW. And then they built these like private rooms, which really those should be green rooms, but they were like private VIP rooms. Like it almost felt like a suite at a basketball game. And then it was a music venue that would probably cap out, I think it was 1,500 probably, maybe like 1,200. And then they had an outside patio area. And they put all this money into this music venue, and they started to throw events, comedy events, country events, and they didn't work. And they spent big money on a couple artists. They had Uncle Cracker come one time. So I know they spent, 20 plus K on that. And then they had Goody Mob come with, what's his name? The short guy in the group. CeeLo Green. So CeeLo Green's and Goody Mob. So they had Goody Mob come with CeeLo Green. CeeLo Green's not cheap. He's not leaving his house for a certain price. Both shows flopped. And they lost probably like $50,000 like that, like very fast. And then I got wind of the venue. I seen pictures of it, and I went in there and I was like, hey, do you think I could throw some events here? And I remember they tried to charge me this whole price. And I showed them a video of like a party at the Loft I did where it was like crazy packed to the walls. And they're like, if you can get this many people here, we'll give it to you for free and we'll cut you this deal and, all this stuff. So I was like, all right. I was really trying to get them to invest in bringing a headliner to Flint because it was like my first time where I was really starting to think that I could like book headliners and bring them to Flint because there was an actual space in Flint. There never been a music venue space like this. So I tried to get them to book Rick Rusko and Flosher Damas, Nitty Gritty. I remember like at this time, these people were starting to like bubble up or they were already popping in 2018. And when they didn't do it, I was like, all right, I'll just do a local party and I'll just book all the artists myself and I'll get some cool artists from Detroit. And we did a party and it worked out amazingly with like, I think the first event we did, the headliner was Al Neon, maybe. That sounds about right, probably. Shout out Al. So I think he did the first one, and we did 2 stages, a bunch of locals, and we had like 600 people in there, everyone having a blast. I got a bunch of camera people, and it was the first time that a lot of people in Flint were inside a music venue that nice in Flint, and like got to enjoy the pleasures of like their friend throwing a party, like being able to be backstage, and there was bottle service and all this different things. So it was super cool. Everyone enjoyed themselves. We had vendors. It really went off. And then we planned another event. And that was when we brought Super Future and Attack. That one went off. And that was when I was like, oh, let me step it up. I was really getting into live streaming. Like I thought live streaming, like once they put that feature on Facebook, I thought that was so cool. Like you could live stream on Facebook and then you would see people do certain things where they would live stream, a music event. And I was like, my idea, I always thought it would be dope to live stream like the whole show on Facebook and YouTube, and people could be getting ready for the show or just like scrolling through YouTube and be like, oh, this is happening, I want to go there. Like I always thought that was like the idea of it, that not really people would just actually stay home and watch the whole thing. And I paid someone to come out. What's my guy's name? Video guy. Damn, I can't think of his name right now. But I paid him to come out. He recorded the podcast we did, and we live streamed that whole event from 9 to 2 o'clock on Facebook, and it's still on my Facebook. Like, it's still there as like a finished video, 4 hours or 5 hours live, just all like, you know, I wish we would have cut it so it would be different hours, but that's there. Now, hopefully Facebook keeps it there for life. But
no, you got to download it. I just got a notification like 2 days ago that said all my live videos are going to be deleted on like this date if I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, they're cleaning house, bro. They're not housing our data anymore. All your live streams on Facebook if you want them, yeah. Yeah, this is a breaking news announcement on the CHOFF.
Wow. So yeah, that was the first time we had something nice in Flint, but they took it away. We weren't making enough money, obviously. I mean, we were bringing in 500 people, bunch of rave scene dubstep kids. They weren't spending enough money for the $1 million that they put into it. And they sold it. And once they sold it, I realized that I really didn't have any more venues to do events in. So I was like, I think it's time for me to move to Detroit again and start figuring out how to do shows there. Because I did one show at the Grasshopper already. I was like, you know what? I could do shows there. Troy's my boy. He'll back me. I'll figure it out. And 5 years later, here we are.
5 years later.
Yep.
Summer Bliss.
Yes, 5 years later, we got Summer Bliss. So, yeah, we're here to talk about Summer Bliss. We got Oscar, Ooze, the artist, Ooze, the professional y'all? Oscar. He is on the team. He's on the Summer Bliss admin team, is one of the co-creators and people responsible for making it great. Our artists on the lineup also.
Hospitality manager.
Yeah, hospitality manager, which he does for Movement.
Well, actually, I do stage assistant.
Stage assistant, okay.
But I also work with hospitality crew, which is why I'm doing hospitality manager. Because I think I've learned a lot from just watching other people at Movement.
Hell yeah. And Ooze is a Detroit artist who I believe, did I give you your first DJ set? Like
you did. You were the first person that put me on at Magic Stick. I remember this clearly for Clank, and Coral went back to back with Party Hard in the Mario suit and Luigi outfit.
Yes, that was a good one. I don't think Chop played that one, but yeah, it was a Halloween party.
Yeah.
So your statement was right in the beginning. Hopefully, I put out more people than I've upset. But
he did put me on, so.
Choff, definitely. I remember he hit me up and, you know, people, I don't know, some people might hate this, but he was like, yo, I'm DJing, I'm in college, like, I'm looking for an opportunity. He was like, I'm in a frat. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, cha-ching. I was like, oh, and he was like, yeah, I go to Wayne State. And I was like, oh, that one frat right over there? He's like, yeah, that's us. I was like, y'all be partying over there. He's like, yeah. He's like, dude, all my brothers will come out. Like, I was like, yeah, you could open. And, yeah, he opened.
Pulled up with like 23 people.
Yeah, 23 brothers, you know, at doors. And more pulled in, you know, even other people. And he rocked it. And I was actually surprised how good he was already. I was like, oh, he's actually like a good DJ. Like, he actually is already to that one level, because I don't have a problem with putting openers on who aren't the greatest DJ yet, because it's opening slot, and that's what the opening slot. I mean, I don't know. Some shows, no, it's not for that, but some shows you can take risks, and sometimes you need heads in there. You got to sell tickets, so, you know.
I mean, I feel like I would say probably like 80% of DJs in the world come from frats. Like, maybe a little bit exaggerated there, but like, the frat will give you regular experience DJing that you will never get anywhere else.
It's a good learning experience, man. You also come from a frat, too.
We're actually in the same frat, just different chapters. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My brother right here.
Brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You went to
What-
the one
what-
in Ferris, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I think I went to one of your frat parties.
Did you? You might have. We did a bunch.
Because Victor George, wasn't he in your frat? No, do you know him? Victor George? He was a guy from Grand Blanc.
I'm not sure. Maybe. Shout out Victor if I don't know you. If I do
I
know,
feel
if
like
I should know
I
you.
went to your frat party at Ferris State. Or
Probably.
you were DJing another frat party or something like that. I don't know. I remember there was
Did you come up? Me and Pat Lay,
The one in the tent?
Hans opened for Zed's Dead at the Wink Arena. Did you come up that weekend?
No, this was like a house party, and it was maybe like a tent, like a tent next to a house thing. I don't know. I can't remember.
I actually think I know what you're talking about. Was that Crankers?
Yes.
It was like a day festival at a brewery that we
Yes.
threw. And we got like this baby tent, so it was packed with probably like 50 people there, but it felt like it was like 1,000 because this tent was like 12 by 12. Early days, man.
Ferris. It's funny because I thought you went to Grand Valley like for a while.
Well, I worked at Grand Valley a lot because I was on the radio with 104.5 SNX, and that was like the local school. So we did a ton of events with them and played on the stages there and would.
Yeah, until you graduated, you're like, yeah, I'm graduating from Ferris. I was like, what? I was like, I thought you went to Grand Valley this whole time because you spent a lot of time in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, well, I had a place in GR thanks to Ellie and Super Future Nick.
Yeah.
But
that was while you were in school?
Yeah, that was while I was in school, like my senior year.
Where the birds were at?
Where the birds were at.
Chirp, chirp.
Junior year too. I don't even know. They brought me in as like an intern, and I just never left, basically.
So I saw Sam Sarah.
The squad, man. Love GR.
Yes.
So we just got on a way off topic, but summer bliss. Tell me more about this. What does this look like? What is where is it? Where has it been, and where is it going?
So Summer Bliss is an idea from the first time I met you, Electric Bliss. And I have to be true to like the roots and give a big shout out to Adam Liskey, who was even the person who got me into electronic music. When I started first DJing, I was a hip hop DJ, and I only started DJing because I was throwing college night parties, and I got tired of the opening DJ, like having to pay the opening DJ and them not being good. And I was like, I can do this. I was like, I've been DJing on virtual DJ for like 5 years, like no jet, like making mixes, sending them to my friends, just like low key doing it because I was a big LimeWire kid. So I like had experience from doing it on virtual DJ, and I started throwing parties it started in high school with house parties, and then once I graduated high school, we did a hall party, and we did a Halloween hall party. We got someone to buy us a couple kegs and jungle juice and $10, and we made like $3,000. And then we did it again, and like after a while, the cops kept busting it, and we stopped doing it and became like crazy because everyone was fighting. The jungle juice was too strong. There was like a all-out war at one of them, like one of the greatest fights in history. I don't know. This would be a clip right here. I don't know who's gonna hear this, but if you were at the New Year's Eve party at the Kishma Grotto, 2000, early 2000, 2006, 2007, you know that was one of the craziest fights, scenarios, parties that ever went down in history. That actually pushed me into becoming a real promoter, because at that point I was just doing house party keggers and $5 and throwing them at random people's houses. But we were throwing the party and the music went out like right after midnight, like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And there's like 300 people in this small hall, which when I was a kid, it felt so big, but it's so small. And there's more jungle juice coming in, just straight vodka, 5 o'clock probably just getting poured. And a fight started, and another fight started, and another fight started, and an all-out brawl started. And the floor got wet. This would be such a viral moment right now. And the floor got wet, and everyone was just slipping and sliding and punching and just haymakers going everywhere. And, like, someone had to call the cops for the fight to stop. And I remember me and my partner who threw the party, Matt, we grabbed the money and threw it in a trash bag, all the money, and we just like tied it up. It ran with a trash bag, and I just like ran away. They were asking whose hall the name was under. I just kept going, and people ended up in the back of cop cars, and it was just one of the craziest scenarios ever. And I was like, all right, I'm never doing this again, like house party, hall party. I got to do it in a real club, a real bar, real security. My security didn't stop shit. Steve Barber, he didn't do a damn thing. And so that pushed me to going to the clubs and DJing and working with Adam Liskey. And Adam Liskey was filled with ideas, and he had already started Winter Bliss, which was this like formal EDM event that he would do with his friends when they would come back from college, because he went to Powers, which was like a Catholic school, Catholic high school. So a lot of kids went to college, and they went off to college. And he actually went to the music school in Orlando. I forget, what is it called? I forget the name of it, but someone knows. And he threw Winter Bliss, and it was a formal. It was at a golf club, a golf course, and it was called Winter Bliss. People dressed up. There was a rap performance and like 3 DJs. And I was like, man, this is super cool. So I jumped on his tail, and we started doing Spring Bliss, and we would do like Spring Bliss, Winter Bliss, Spring Bliss, Winter Bliss. And then he was like, I want to do a festival. He was like, I want to do Electric Bliss. And that was where we met, at some field in the middle of Clio, where there was just the shittiest stage, and I don't even think we had CDJs. I don't think there was a pair of CDJs at the festival. But like all the Detroit DJs kind of pulled up at that time. And Choff and his crew pulled up. They brought like sound and lights, and when our stage got shut down, they started their own stage. And so that idea, I was scared to kind of be involved in it, like as a partner, because I just kind of thought it would fail, and I knew it wasn't going to be Electric Forest, and I don't know. I didn't really want to have the responsibility, and I didn't want to, I just wanted to DJ and not really be the promoter of it. But I knew I could get all my friends to come that were DJs, and it turned out to be kind of crappy, but somehow we all made it fun. And that moment always stuck in my head, like, man, if I would have did that, I could have made that so much cooler. And I just moved forward with events. But after 10 years of doing events and realizing that you're putting in so much effort in doing an event that's going to bring 300, 400, 500 people, let's try and do something that's can like capture a feeling. And that's where the idea for Summer Bliss came from, was to do a 2-day city festival where you could bring a vibe and an energy together that you feel at a music festival, but have it like in a city, and like not have it be a camping festival, but something where you could, go up and talk to people randomly like you do at Forest or Movement, and, give that late night vibe to it, and give that different type of genres of music and different art, and have it connect to the community. So that's where I came up with the idea for Summer Bliss. And I've thrown so many shows, I was like, if I could do that, I can throw a 2-day event that's longer. And I picked a group of people that I thought will work well, that have done things in the industry, and people that I wanted to like grow with and that would be interested in it. And we put that team together, and we had the first event, and in my eyes, it was super successful. Everyone had a great time. We had about 1,200 people there over 2 days at Tangent Gallery, and people were a little hesitant to think like what a music festival would be like at Tangent Gallery. But we took advantage of all the space in the property, and we made it look different than what it normally looks like. And people noticed that, and people felt that feeling, and it gave it that festival feeling. We also added a silent disco stage to it. We were able to book over 75 DJs. So just like that feeling right there, I think that's one of the best feelings, is being able to put DJs on. Like that's one of my things, and kind of just like naturally who I am is like giving people a shot and putting people on. Like I want to see people do big things. Like it's not always about me. And I love that feeling of like people being like, yo, I'm playing my first music festival ever at Summer Bliss. And I remember that feeling as a DJ when I played Electric Bliss, or when I played Breakaway Silent Disco for the first time, or when I played Up North Festival. I don't know if that happened or whatever. I didn't make it to Up North, but yeah, all those different things like that. So I just wanted to bring something, my part to the community and to the music scene in Detroit, and bring a crew along and build something together. Because the one thing about me doing events with Key to the City was I did a lot of things by myself, and I know that you need a group of people to do things. And that's when we bring in people like Oscar. Shout out to the whole team, Mel, Angel, Andrew, Karina. What else are we missing?
Karina's husband.
Oh, Krunko, and anyone else who's helped us in the past. Shout out to all those people. But yeah, we are. I just want to make my mark in the city and do something cool for it. Everyone's got to do something, and I figured that trying to do a little bit of like a bunch of little things is like putting so much effort into it. We've all read that in the book. I don't know what book, but it's like stop putting so much little effort into things and put one big effort into something and try. So this is my summer bliss. Like this is my big effort thing that hopefully we can continue to grow it. We grew it off of nothing, and hopefully we can continue to grow it and make it bigger and get more people involved in the city.
Was it tough doing it for the first time? Because I imagine doing something at this scale, when you have it kind of charted in that territory before at that level. Tell me about some of the challenges and just like the pressures that came with that.
Yeah. So yes, it's always doing anything new and different is always scary. So I just had to boil it down and not make it so scary and not make it so big. So I looked at it like this, like, hey, I've done so many events. I've done so many events at this music venue. So this is a 2-day event. So let's just break it down. It's actually an event just for 2 days. And instead of you just, how you normally do an event, you're just adding more things to it. You're just adding more layers. You're adding more of everything you've kind of already done before. I've already done a yoga class show. I've already had vendors. I've already done a silent disco. So it's just adding different layers and then making sure that you actually do all the things that sometimes you don't need to do for a smaller show. Like for a smaller show before, it's not necessary to track your budget all the way through the show. Sometimes you can just do it at the end and be like, all right, track the budget. Boom. This is what happened. This is because I already can kind of tell because the numbers are so low. This, you got to look ahead. You got to make a big budget. You got to understand things. So yes, it was definitely scary. But I'll tell you the truth, like the real truth. I probably wouldn't have been able to do it if it wouldn't have been for ChatGPT. Like straight up, like I wouldn't have had the same confidence and the same like way to build a team and get things done just on like an organizational level. Within like Chat GPT, like coming up with meeting minutes for me, coming up with ideas, telling me what I need to do next. AI, and I know a lot of people, there's probably someone listening to this that's like, I hate AI and I hate when people use it, but that helped me build something. And without that, I wouldn't have been able to do it as efficient and in such a, I don't want to say short time, but it would have just took me so many more man hours to write out, job details and job descriptions and coming up with spreadsheets and, even just understanding what to do next. And because sometimes you're just like, all right, what do I do next? And you're trying to think like, well, I wonder what they did over there. And no, you type it in, boom. All right, next you need to work on getting your vendors, create a list of the vendors, have them fill out a form, collect all their, things like that. So honestly, without ChatGPT and AI and being able to assist me with the creativity, it wouldn't have went as smooth for me. Like I would have just been like, huh? Like it has been overwhelming. It would have been so overwhelming, and the help of other people too. Oscar, what did you think of the first year of Summer Bliss?
I thought it went really smooth. It was a really good learning experience because that's what I want to do in the future is I want to be able to throw my own music festival, kind of like how Excision did his Lost Lands. So which is why I've been joining the movement team, and it was just to learn, man. But my favorite part was the booking of all the local artists. You know, like seeing people like me, you know, like you gave me my first opportunity, and that really changed my life, you know, and seeing you change the life of other artists that have never even touched a stage before, playing at a music festival for the first time and just seeing their smile like that, that's what really made it all worth it, you know?
Yeah, no, that's one of the best parts. We had someone play the Silent Disco last year, and then this year they played Electric Forest, Hype Mellow.
Hell yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure last year was like, you know, I don't want to say the start of her DJ career, but it was like, you know, where you're trying to get things going and you're trying to get shows and get bookings and get exposure and play in front of your friends. And, you know, that helps you, that builds your confidence and it helps you grow as an artist because you know how it is. People take you serious when you have your name on a flyer more than, you know, once a month, or the more you have it on there, the more it kind of snowballs. So seeing that and like, dang, like I booked her last year for, you know, that's the goal is definitely, even when we book some of the headliners, I want to book people that in 5 years, they're like, dang, can you believe that blah, blah, blah played Summer Bliss? Like we didn't really know that they were this at that time, but you know, I think those are always some of the best. Like, you know, I love doing that. Like, do you know this person played this back then, you know, and like being ahead of the curve a little bit. So that was one of the enjoyable things is seeing the artists grow into who they are. But it's hard. I ain't gonna lie. It's hard. And even though it was successful in our eyes, financially, it wasn't successful. But it's something that, you know, I never would have thought that I could bring in that much money in 2 days. So, like, that's actually kind of, like, crazy because it's, like, you know, enough money that, like, what I do in my regular job, just, you know, money that revenue that was brought in. Like, I've never had that much revenue in a year from doing events, and you have it in 2 days. So you're like, okay, I'm on the right path. But then just learning certain things and how you do things and, you know, what you need for production. And, you know, I think the hardest thing for me was like, wanting to be like amazing, like just wanting it to look amazing. I want an LED screen here, lasers here, smoke machine here, you know, 1,000 headphones here with the best CDJs and all that stuff. And it's like, that was probably where I need to learn, like, all right, imagine if no one comes, and then you like scale back a little bit. But it's all a learning lesson.
Did you bite off a little more than you could chew that first time?
Yes, the biggest mistake I did, two mistakes. The biggest mistake I did was I over budgeted on production value, which it's like a give and take because honestly, people tell me that they never seen the Tangent Gallery look like that before. So to make it look like that, you need to add in those different production values to make it look different as far as like 3D projection mapping on the wall with lasers and then, you know, indoor, outdoor LED walls and different things like that. So that was like a mistake that I made was kind of putting a little bit of value into certain production things that maybe aren't necessary. Probably don't need an LED screen in a daytime for a daytime stage. Like you could probably get away with using other different forms of entertainment and art to design different things. And then I made a mistake also by doing Saturday, Sunday. I thought Sunday, I don't know. Sunday had more of a feeling in my head that like, you know, people would still come out on a Sunday. Like, you know, I don't know. I thought that made sense, but looking back on it, it doesn't make sense because people still work. People still like want to have that chill day on Sunday. And let's just, especially for what we're doing, we're working with like a $20,000 lineup, which in the relatively scheme of things, like a $20,000 artist is, you know, they're selling probably about 12,000 tickets or whatever, about that, or 1,200 tickets. So we were trying, it's like different. It's like we had a bunch of artists spread out, so someone's really got to love that person to like take work off or stay late on Sunday and go to work late Monday. Where Friday, you're way more susceptible to like get out of work and like drag around and then go to a party on at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock than you are to go to a party on Sunday. So I think that switch up this year will help. And then the first day being the slower day will help too, as far as like people will see it and people are already planning to come out Saturday. So people that come out Friday will see it and know that it's happening again tomorrow and had the chance of being like, oh, I could come to this again tomorrow. It's going to be even better. And, you know, that whole thought process. So those are two things that I wish I would have did a little bit different. And, yeah, those things you learn. I needed to lean on people a little bit more. I needed to ask for more favors. I was trying to, like, do it so professionally. I should be like, yo, man, can you be my photographer for like the homie hookup and not like send a quote and be like, oh, here's a whole quote. And you're like, this, and you're like, okay. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, managing your funds. And I mean, you've been doing it so long now as far as throwing events. Like, I think you can leverage yourself more than you probably give yourself credit for, right? Like moving into this year.
I leverage myself?
Not so much yourself, but I guess just like your relationships that you have with people that you've built over the years.
Yeah,
you know?
you have to. Like, you have to, but then also, obviously, people do this professionally, and they have to get paid. And there was times where I looked at some of the numbers where I was like, you know, like we rented a baseball sound system. And when I look at how many hours and how much detail and how much sound there was, I'm like, oh, this was actually like a crazy deal, you know, for like him particularly. And then you might look at something else where you're like, all right, maybe I didn't need to spend that much on, you know, media or something like that, where you're like, that could have been, you know, I could have hit up 10 of the homies that I know that used to beg me to come photographer for video stuff and be like, oh, you guys take care of it. So you learn from those different things. But I mean, I've been paying for the music scene for a long time, so I'm used to it. It's like, I remember I heard Wiz say this saying, he's like, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And that's what I always think about sometimes, like doing it for the culture. Is just what you do.
Yeah, totally. So moving into 2025, talk to me about this year's Summer Bliss. What are you excited about? What are you doing differently? What's moving the needle for you as far as wanting to keep it going?
Yeah, so wanting to keep it going had a lot to do with the reply that we got back from people. Like, we sent out a form for people to fill out. What is it called?
A feedback form.
Yeah, like a feedback form. So we sent out a feedback form. I think we ended up getting like 60 of them. Which, whatever, I get it. Like, I don't even do them sometimes. Like, I very rarely do them. But we got 60 people, like around 60 people. And I remember I had like a rate how good of a time you had, like 1 to 5. We never got under a 4. And then another question was like, would you come back again next year? All 60 people said they would come back again next year. So that kind of, like, if everyone was like, yeah, it was kind of all right, I didn't like this. The biggest complaint was we didn't have enough food trucks and that it was hot outside, which, you know.
Yeah, like
Summer Bliss.
If you're walking around in the festival, you can hear almost everybody saying, like, oh, this is really nice. Like, I kind of want to come back next year. And
yeah, so taking care of that and staying on top of that and, like, making sure people had a good time was what brought me to be like, all right, let's do it again. Let's learn from the mistakes. Let's take another swing. Kind of like being in the baseball cages, like up the bat. Like, kind of like I would picture things probably like 3 strikes and you're out. Like, you know, you strike out one time, they're like, all right, let me get up there and another swing. You strike out another time, you're like, all right, I only got one more bat. But then, like, that third time you could hit a ball, you know, you could like ball it off, like, all right, you know, and that could be, you know, just breaking even or losing just $100 or, you know, whatever. And then you never know. Like, you got to keep battling. You got to keep battling. And before you get that third strike, you get a home run. So I'm kind of like that, where it's like, I always think about that one picture, the person who's like digging for gold, and then they stopped on that last hit, and the gold was right there. So I don't want to stop until something's like really, really done, until like really, really sucks, and everyone's like, this sucks, and you lost a bunch of money, and I didn't have a good time, and you did it wrong. Then I'd be like, all right, time to pivot. But if there's some things that I know that I can fix, then I'm all for it.
I got a question for you, Oscar.
Yes, sir.
That involves Summer Bliss, because obviously you hang around Key, you're helping out with all this stuff. You obviously believe in the guy.
I do. I really do.
Tell me about why you believe in him.
Well, first off, I believe in him because he gave me my first opportunity. Not just that, but I've seen the way that he is with other people around him and how he communicates with people in the community and how much respect people have for him. So I have to believe in him. I'm not just the only person who does. There's a lot of people in the community that do.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That is a good question, because I wonder that sometimes. You think about it, I'm like, do these people even believe that I can really do this?
Dude, you go to Detroit and you mention Key, they're like, oh, I know that guy. I love that guy.
Yeah, I feel like I've been just like you, Choff. You've been doing it for so long in so many different spaces, from the west side to the north side to the east side, on the radio, on the internet, on the DJ scene, in the nightclubs. It's like, of course everyone's gonna know who you are, and then especially if you're not an asshole. And I don't think either of us have ever really been an asshole. So yeah, you just start to know everybody, and you start to make those connections. Now, how much other people who have opportunity believe in you is the real thing. That's the real question. People who can make a difference have to believe in you. Oscar, he's coming up. But that's why I plant my seedlings too, because, plant my seedlings. I don't know when Oscar's going to need a tour manager when he's, traveling the world with KMS Records and doing different things like that. So, and I think that that's how my life is going to be. Like, there will be an opportunity that will come for me that will be exactly where I need to be and what I need to be doing. And it would just be for me, being patient, being who I am, and like that opportunity coming natural, and, someone seeing the hard work that I put in. But that's the biggest, I think, level up for me, is like the people who have the ability for real change, like to actually make things happen, is being able to like trust me and being able to trust the ideas and the things that I do, that they work with their level of business that they can do things at. Because if I wasn't self-funded, if I wasn't self-funded on my little salary job and, what other little DJ side hustle gigs and anything I could do, I feel like I could do a little bit more. And I feel like Detroit could be a little bit more entertaining in certain aspects. But I understand how things go. Like, sometimes to stay in that position, you can't take risks. Sometimes you have to stay in a straight arrow. You can't take certain risks. But I'm like, ooh, man. Like, I pitched Summer Bliss to the big dogs, and they're like, this doesn't really sound like this can make money. And I'm like, but you guys got everything. You own everything. I have to rent everything. Like, you don't see the cost difference in that, And then, like, they see it happen. They're like, oh, congratulations. Like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. Like, man, I wish we could have still did this. But hopefully those things are coming. I got some ideas. There's some things I'm working on.
I mean, you got to prove your value before you can expect the big dogs to want to invest, right? It's kind of like going up to them and saying, like, they're going up to like whatever, like on Shark Tank, and saying, I have $1 million idea. Like, that's cool, but like, what have you done? Why are you the person? Like, I feel, I think it's natural to feel like angst towards the big dogs sometimes when they don't bite on your ideas. I've had 1 million of them laugh at me when I try to pitch something. But it all comes down to when your time is ready, like you won't have to have the big dogs on your side. Like, it's going to be a natural, your chips are already going to be in play. Like, if they get involved, that's like a plus. But at the end of the day, it's 100% 50 million% on you.
Yeah.
To make the idea to come to life.
Yeah, no, we start things up from the ground up. We start these things from the ground up. We show improve, and we try and get involved in certain people that have helped me out in certain ways, and I just want for the scene and for the people, the big dogs, to give more creativity, directorial, like creativity, like creative director roles to people. Like, I wish they would let people work on projects that they're pretty much already doing, but like, let's add a little bit more spice to it. Let's do this. Let's, instead of just put the flyer up and do this and have this artist come because everyone knows they know, let's do it in this way and do it different. And you see these things that these other cities do. Like even the cities that are smaller than Detroit. Denver's smaller than Detroit, right? Population.
I mean,
like, Jamie, look that up.
Yeah, I want to say Detroit is like market 13 last I looked, and Denver is definitely like lower than that. But as far as a music scene, specifically bass music scene, I mean, yeah, Denver definitely takes the cake there.
Yeah, they definitely take the cake on. Well, you know what? Oh, that was my phone.
I think most Detroit-based artists have moved to Denver because of that same reason.
But yeah, you know what? You're right, because when we say Detroit, if we were to combine Detroit and Grand Rapids, no way, because the actual ticket sales are there. Well, not from bass music alone, but the intersection, one of the highest selling music venues in the country. I believe Chad posted a couple years ago, they were top 10 in sales, but they do all genres. They do literally shows 5-7 days a week sometimes.
Dude, they're amazing. Shout out to the intersection.
Yeah, shout out to Chad over there.
Fucking love those guys. They've given me some of the coolest opportunities.
Yeah, but but that scene in Grand Rapids, it's not Denver. But anyways, what I was getting back to was that I've seen they've been doing those shows at the Capitol Park. I don't know if you just noticed.
The Zed's Dead one?
Yeah.
Yep, I saw that.
Yep. And I'm like, man, that's so creative and different and dope. Like, why don't we ever try and do anything like that? And it's mostly just like, nope, it's at the Russell. It's like, that's it. We get the Russell. We get, Building 9, which,
Building 6.
Our building, no, it's Building 9, is it?
6.
Okay.
Unless you're thinking of a different one. I'm talking
You're talking about Detroit.
Yeah, I'm talking about the main one at the Russell.
The main one is called the Expo Center.
Yeah, but the new one is Building 6, whatever.
Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. I'm dyslexic.
I also thought it was 9.
69.
All right,
it's
Building
both.
69.
That's what they should call it. Rename it.
But yeah, man, sometimes I wish that there would be some new ideas and new things that would come along. Like, something that was really cool that I thought was going to be awesome was the Boris show at Hart Plaza. I was like, oh, here we go. Let's go. This is going to be cool. It got switched to the Russell. And, it was so cool at the Russell. But I'm like, I want new things to happen. There's actually an artist that hasn't played in Detroit in 2 years. The last time he had a tour, every show sold out. He's a big artist. He's in the house scene, like bass house scene. And I was talking to his agent because I booked one of their artists, and I realized that they had the same age as this person. And they were like, yo, we're working on these string of shows, and we want them to be at a hotel. And because the hotel goes with the branding of the record label that the artist was working with. And they were like, we want to do these shows at like boutique hotels that are like old school 70s, 80s vibes. And like, they give me this whole lookbook that they send you and, like a whole branding that goes to it. I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, this is the type of stuff that I love. And I start working on that. And that didn't end up working out just because one thing and another thing. But those are the type of things that I wish we could do more of. And they did those shows in other cities. It actually didn't work out because we just didn't actually have the actual property in Detroit. We didn't have a vintage hotel with a music space per se. the only like the Viking Hotel was the hotel that I tried, and they were like, you know what the Viking Hotel is? The one right by the TV lounge.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I tried that, but they were like, oh, well, you're gonna block up our whole parking lot, and this whole thing. But those are the type of things I want to be creative and do like different type of events, things that we see happening in the bigger cities. Even man across the water in Windsor, they're doing shows on the pier. Like we don't have a pier for some reason, I guess. Like we don't have a pier, they have a pier and it sticks out. They bring out these lights and they bring out sound system, have these dope shows right on the water, and they fit people right on the pier. And like that's super creative, you know. So that's what I want to do, is to be more creative and do things like that.
I love it. Keep that energy flowing, baby. That's what it's all about out here.
We are. That's the goal, is to do things different and to like not worry about, like, to me the ultimate goal is people having fun. That's kind of what I'm getting back to. I did get caught up in the, you know, looking good to book this DJ and, you know, book this DJ because trying to like, there was like a spot where I was trying to like book these DJs to make my brand look good, and instead of just focusing on the event being fun. Mm-hmm. And you kind of get lost in that, where really you're just paying these DJs bills instead of actually just having a fun event. So like even one of my goals right now after Summer Bliss is I want to do a string of smaller events. I just want them all to be free. Like I don't like no charge, free, small venues, but just fun. Like you were saying earlier, like if there's 50 people there and they're all got good energy and they're all having fun, and like, you know, one of the DJs, it's his second time DJing a show, so his friends are going crazy and they're feral, and then I come on and I hit him with the doo-wop, whippity-wop, you know, that, and, you know, and that's fun to me. Like, that's the natural fun stuff that some things need to get back to, and like where I naturally want to get back to.
I believe in you to do it.
We're there, baby. We're there.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Shout out to you. Shout out to CHOFF. Just shout out to the CHOFF cast, man. I love everything you're doing. I was trying to think. We didn't see each other at Forest.
No, I don't think I saw you there.
Yeah, I got there on Friday. I did not make it out to Lucky Lake.
It's all good. I had the best Forest ever. I don't know about you.
Hey, didn't you play on the Lucky Lake?
Yeah, I played Lucky Lake every day of the festival. So
can I get a Lucky Lake DJ set next year?
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
You could have got one this year.
You guys doing a silent disco this year or next year?
I don't know if we did this year. We played a sunrise set.
I know, I seen that. That looks sick.
It was epic.
That looks sick.
First Forest sunrise set I've ever done. That was very cool.
I got lucky enough one year, back when the
Thank you, Rang.
Yes, I was gonna say the group that got canceled, but they had silent disco, and I guess it was probably Ben who was actually supplied our silent discos for Summer Bliss. Now I think back on it, was probably him who supplied it. But they had like 3 different silent disco stations, and for some reason they booked me at 8 in the morning, and it was actually perfect because that's just like our vibe is like, especially me and my friends, like. We had an RV that year, so we were well rested. We were well taken care of. And I remember we left from, like, the Panky Ring, and we just, like, as we walked, we recruited people, like, because we were walking as, like, a group of 15. Then we recruited a couple of people, a group of 20, group of 25. You know, we're slapping the bag. We're just getting people to follow us, and we walk up to this stage with, like, 40 people. And it's just like, the sun's just out. I remember I kind of slipped getting on the stage, and the dude was like, man, you can't DJ. I was like, I got it. I had a robe on. I had my Holy Ship robe on. And we start DJing. I'm just playing, like, every banger that I know my friends are going to sing along to. And all the videos I have are so funny because everyone's just singing their hearts out, middle of the day, looking like they've been up for 24 hours. And that was one of the funnest things I've ever done at Electric Forest. And everyone like I have real people that like became fans of me and what I do. From I was just walking by and was like, "Yo, I'm coming with these guys," and so the forest. Anything at sunset or sunrise is always amazing. Shout out to the forest for always providing me. I would love to play Lucky Lake next year, though. Actually, I got a whole plan that I'm working on next year. Maybe I can announce it here. Weed brands, listen. You want to promote your brand at Electric Forest? We got you. Just, we'll build your camp for you. We will build your camp for you. You know, your specialty pop-up tent with your weed brand on there? Boom, we'll make sure it's there. Advertisements before the festival, we'll make sure it's there. We're going to have a little Renegade stage there. We're going to promote it throughout the whole year. Renegade stage with your brand name, Renegade stage. Boom. Then it's the forest, it's Michigan. You slip in all those pre-rolls. We're just passing out pre-rolls for free. You know, people, the Wooks, they'll be coming back for more every night. Brand exposure out the wazoo. Then afterwards, media impressions, easily 500,000 to 1 million impressions, easily. On your account, on my account, on everyone's account, tagged, all the stories, and be like, man, I got a free joint and they had good music and their space was so cool because we're going to decorate it with all your branding stuff that you do at all those branding events that you guys do because you guys be spending hella money. But let's take it to the forest where the people really are about that culture. And let's sprinkle a little bit of money into that culture. Because I'm getting tired of paying for it on my own because I'm going broke. But you guys, y'all got a lot of money. That's my pitch. Clip it. That might work.
Can you believe this guy, Oscar?
That might work.
You believe this guy? I mean, I'm cheering for you.
I mean, you got Red Bull. You got Red Bull. Let me get a weed company. Is that who the Lucky Lake is, right?
They provide the truck.
Okay.
But it's Forrest that does the activation there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, Red Bull's got you with the truck, see?
Yeah, the Red Bull truck has been in a lot of fests, dude. They even did Dance Festopia, I'm pretty sure they do that too. Dude,
they got a good system down. The crew is amazing. All the Red Bull truck dudes are pristine human beings. Yeah, they do a good job out there. It's cool because you can just roll that up anywhere.
I realized we got to promote two things. So we have to promote your party on August 8th.
All right.
That is here at the Shoebox.
Yes.
What time is it from?
August 8th, 7 p.m. Free event.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like 7 to 11-ish.
Perfect.
It's going to be absolutely awesome. We got CHOFF, that's me, back-to-back Sarah G, my girlfriend. We're playing our first set together kind of since Forest. It's going to be epic. We got Radiate and Azura. They make like dance, hyperpop, bass stuff. Super fun group. We got Tesmo and Energy. They do kind of like a tech house vibe, and they're fucking awesome. And we got Flat Room, who is like one of the coolest hyperpop kids in all of Michigan. Gonna be here for that too. So stacked lineup.
Can I book these DJs? Can I play Summer Bliss?
You can book whoever you want. Yeah, book us.
Yeah, we just opened up 40 more slots. We just opened up like 40 more slots. We got a sponsorship through a silent disco stage, but we're going like breakaway style. Like we're LED wall lights, like craziness, and we want to bring out DJs, obviously, you know, newer people that really want to play, but anybody that wants to play, we would love to get them involved. And I love hearing new names like that, especially I know if you guys are booking them, which new sounds and new things like that are always exactly what we want at a music festival. So definitely link me up with that. And you know what I would love to do?
What would you love to do?
Since our events are on the same days, the first day, Friday, and I don't know if you're planning on coming or, you know, 11 o'clock's kind of early in the summertime. Anyone who comes to CHOFF's event can come to Summer Bliss for only $20. $20. That's like half off. Like that's like 75% because it probably would be like 40 or probably, well, that's like half off. $20. And I know that, I guess it's already late, so it'll be 11, but we're going till 4.
What's the code? What do we have to say to get the discount?
Shoebox. Well,
Code
no.
Shoebox.
First, you have to prove that you were there first. So you have to take a picture at the event, and you have to tag Shoebox that you were there. That's what you have to do. So you have to tag it or post it on your social media, and then like come to the show and be like, "Yo, I was there," and they will give you the $20 ticket to get in because you'll probably get there about like 11:30, and the Sponges will be coming on at like 12:30. And then we will have some other artists. We'll probably have a little bass stage, I think, going. We'll probably have, artists going a little late night. So if you're looking to keep the party going and you come and support my boy, you can get in for only $20. You got to take a picture here, though, and you have to tag them on their social media in the picture, and you have to post it. Like, you just can't show me photo reel. You have to show me Instagram story or post. Pretty simple.
Gang.
Pretty simple. But
Love
shout out
that.
to you, Choff, for being the real one. Always killing it. Love everything you're doing. I'm sad that it took me so long to get in here. I cannot make a beat in 15 minutes. Maybe we can get Oscar to do that. Because Oscar, he's got new music.
I can make
He's got some church announcements. He's got new music coming out on KMS. Let him know what you got going on.
Well, it hasn't been officially
Well,
announced.
not music,
so
but get a mix. I'm sorry.
I got the mix that just came out on the Rain Italia network for KMS, which is an hour long. Some funky house, a little bit of disco, and some unreleased music that will potentially, hopefully, be coming out on KMS.
Sick.
One in Halloween. So
Look at you guys.
Just trying to keep up with you.
Going to the moon out here. All of us, man. All of us. Keeping those irons in the fire.
What's next with Choff? What's your next move?
That's a great question. Well, we got the show on August 8th. I've been working on a lot of music behind the scenes, so I got to get back on my consistent release schedule again. I went pretty strong for a while. Last couple months building this place. I've been a little slower with the drops, but we'll be back on that soon. And shoot, man, just staying on the gym and staying on the grind. And, I'm very much like in a place in my life now where I'm trying to kind of enjoy the fruits of my years of labor. So while I'm punching every day and working hard, I'm not like killing myself trying to get to the next step like I was for so many years. So this stage of life has been really helpful, really fruitful, really beneficial. I've been able to just like breathe and show up for myself. And man, get to, having this place has been such a blessing too. I get to reconnect with so many people like you guys and just, recenter on the focal point of community, which is kind of what got me into this life in the first place.
Yeah. Sometimes you just I wish there was like a way we could do like life flip, like, go back to like the opposite life of the boring life to make you like understand like why you like, all right, actually, this is actually awesome. Because you've been doing it for so long. And I know that's how it gets, is that even the coolest things in the world, they become old after a while. And even when you like depend on it as money, you start to attach it to that, like, all right, I have to go do this to go pay my bills or whatever. When really it's like, if you take the perspective, like, you'd be like, actually, I'm honored that I actually get to do this. Sometimes it take a step back to look at it and realize like how much of a blessing, because there's people out there doing some crazy work for the same amount of money that we're doing to entertain people and to like play music and have fun and be creative and do things like that. So sometimes I wish, like, even myself, whenever I complained or I think back, and I don't DJ as much, but I want to, and I think that I got tired of it because I was like, it's whatever. But now I kind of appreciate it more because I don't do it as much. When I see you guys doing it, I'm like, yeah, that looks fun. I'm like, double O. I'm like, especially like if it's popping, like you get a nice little night going, or you doing something super cool. I'm like, ooh, opening day. I would kind of like to be at opening day. And I'm like, no, but actually, no, that is hype. So now I'm getting back to that point where I'm starting to appreciate all the little things, like you said, just like, you know what, this is awesome. And I really do.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of life is like that whole grass is always greener concept, right? Like when you're at home a bunch, you want to be out. When you're out, you just want to be home. Like that's a very natural dichotomy of life. But I think a big piece of it too is just like tuning out the noise, right? Like I think what's allowed me to really like be happy with my position that I'm in now, which I don't even know how to define it, whatever it is now, is just like not listening to the people who are telling me I should do this, or the people who are telling me I should do this, or the people who are telling me like I'm doing so good, right? Because it's like if you listen to all those voices, then you're kind of like modifying your behaviors because of it. You like become a slave to all these things, and I'm super guilty of having years of my life where it's like chasing this, maybe not years, but like eras of life where it's like you're in this direction because this is what you think you want to do because of like the narratives you're hearing, and then you step back and think about it, you're like, wait, I actually want to do this. And then like it can just be really messy in that in trying to find where your true passion lies within whatever you do, you know.
That's so real.
And so yeah, I think just like really tuning out that noise and like reconnecting with that signal and just being able to say, okay, so I'm playing here tonight. Like I could be here. There's all these other things going on. This is super sick. I could be at home, but like how am I going to make this the richest experience right in front of me? I think happiness is that's kind of what happiness is right there, is like figuring it out in that moment for you.
Yeah, no, it is. And like there is no rules on how to live your life like the perfect way for how you want it, like, or for what you want in life. Like, you gotta go by how you feel and what makes you happy. Like, some people just chilling at home, honestly, they're so happy just chilling at home. Like, some people are so happy just chilling at home. Some people are happy always being busy. Like, even though they're like, man, I'm always so busy, like, they like being that way. Like, that's even me sometimes. Like, even I'm like, man, like, I got so much to do this weekend, but I'm like, yeah, I actually want to do all that stuff this weekend. Like, so it's all about what you want to do and how you want to do it. Like, there is no rule book of getting to your goals. Like, there is no straight path. It just kind of all happens, and you make it happen how you want to make it happen. I'm a total, like, that's one of my things is like being free and not really worrying about what other people think, like just kind of doing it your way, because eventually it'll probably end up being like the way that everyone wants to go. Like, they'll be like, yo, that was actually the way that I should have been doing it, like the way you were doing it. Like, you didn't care. You were just releasing music and playing in the clubs and doing this. And then that one, like, who know? Like, because you don't know what, like, everything changes so much. Like, what wasn't cool 5 years ago is cool. What wasn't acceptable 5 years ago is now acceptable. In the reverse, like,
Yeah.
it all changes. And that's part of life, is like learning and understanding things and growing. And dude, I just watched Pineapple Express yesterday, and I was like, I had to look how old the movie was. I'm like, how old was this movie? Like, oh man, I was like, the world was in such a different place in 2009. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they were talking about weed being illegal. I was like, holy crap. I was like, I had to think back on that. Like, oh man, we live in like, so like, it would have been kind of hard to explain that to me 12 years ago. Like, yeah, just the different things. So that's part of life.
I mean, stuff has really changed in like the past 2 years. Like, nowadays, DJs are more like being adjusted to multi-genre. And before, people were like, oh no, you got to do just house or you got to do just bass. You can't be doing both.
Yeah, and I don't know who came up with that rule. Like, who came up with that rule? Like, who? And I remember people used to tell me that, like, you got to pick one, bro. Like, people used to tell me that. I remember, and I used to actually, like, you're talking about being in that stupid area. I used to listen to people tell me that I had to pick being a promoter or DJ. Why not? Why do I have to pick? You can pick. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Or, like, why do you book yourself on your own shows? I can do whatever I want, especially if I'm paying for them. Like, I can do whatever I want. Like, that's the thing where you can't listen to those people. And, like, you can literally just do whatever you want. Like, I actually, like, used to think, like, man, like, all right, maybe I shouldn't book myself for direct support. But I would do it in, like, not in, like, a conscious way of, like, oh, this other DJ is going to be perfect for it. Like, I don't want people to look at me this way, like, oh, Keisha's booking himself. Where I, like, you know, I took it that way instead of thinking, like, oh, like, let me book people who would actually be best for that. And sometimes maybe I am the best person, or just being like, I don't care. I actually paid for it. I just want to do it my way. Like, I just want to do it the way I want to do it. Like, flat out. Like, I don't care what none of you guys say. And if people are having fun and showing up, then obviously you're not doing it wrong. And if they're not, it's your money. It's my money. So, you know.
Write your own rules in this room, in this world.
Yes. So,
Fuck them.
I try and live in that path of not caring what people say. So now I'm back fully not caring what people say. I think that's been like a release of me. Was I released some people from my life that came into my life recently. And I always say this: you never really know someone until you know them for like 5 years. Yeah. And I hit that mark with those people, and I was like, all right, I don't need them anymore. And now I'm like, man, maybe they were a little bit influential, because those are like the two people that are around me the most. And I'm like, man, my head was a little clouded and thinking this and thinking that. Now I'm like, I don't care. I want to do it all. I want to play hip hop. I want to play bass music. I want to be a promoter. I want to be a DJ. I want to I want to work with people and make tracks and, you know, come up with the ideas, but not touch a single thing and have my name be on the song. And I don't care what anyone says. Like, I'll record the whole studio session of me just telling them ideas and be like, yep, that's exactly how I produced it. And this is made by me. And not care one word, you know. So that's the main focus of getting back to that, and not caring what people think and just doing what you want to do.
Key Mitch, can't thank you enough for being here, sir.
No, thank you. I know we went long, went past the sweet mark, but we needed some clips.
I like it. And shout out to Ooze. Thanks for pulling through, dog.
Thank you for having me, man.
Summer
It's nice
Bliss.
catching up with you again.
Summer Bliss, August 8th and August 9th. Catch us at Tangent Gallery. We're going to be starting around, doors will be at 4 o'clock on Friday. There'll be 4 o'clock on Saturday. We're going to be going late to 4 o'clock. So on Friday, even if you're here, you can come to the party. Even if you're going to Justin Martin, you can come to the party, because we're going till 4 o'clock. We're going late. We got the Sponges. We got Deep Fake. We got Silly Girl Carmen. We got Disco. We got Ooze. We got Key Mitch. We might even get CHOFF on Saturday. You know, we got these slots. So come enjoy yourself. Bring the vibe. Bring the energy. Check out our new merch online, summerblissfestival.com. And come have a vibe. Enjoy Detroit. We got a little bit of summer left. And come enjoy the city, meet new people, enjoy your community, and have fun. Self-love, pure bliss.
I love it.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys for being here. This is the Choffcast at Shoebox, and we'll see you guys next time. Choffcast. Yup, it's the Choffcast. Choffcast.